It is a great night for basketball tonight at Timpview High School. We would like to thank the following sponsors: MVP Sports, the Car Guys, and Smith Auto of Spanish Fort. Doug Smith Auto. Hey, Doug.
Hey, Doug.
So anyway, tonight the Spanish Fort Dons will be taking on the Timpview Thunderbirds. I'm Alan Huff along with Chris Hurst. Chris, the Dons fell to this T-Bird team not long ago. Last time these two teams met, 67-59 win for Timpview. And the way the region's looking, the Dons really need to win this one.
Yeah, we're going to find out the truthiness of how the Dons, how legit they are this season, whether they're going to make a run in the playoffs or not. Essentially, if they get a win tonight, they will be in they'll be in the playoffs with all the other teams having to play head-to-head. They have 3 losses. Timpview, Provo, Wasatch have 4, and Maple Mountain has 2, and these teams have to go head-to-head quite a bit down the stretch. So this is a critical game, as you mentioned.
Specifically only for if for nothing else, just to keep pace with Maple Mountain, as you mentioned, has that 1-game lead over the Dons with an 8-2 record. It's more of a half-game lead as they will wrap up their region play against Spanish Fort Tuesday night. Wednesday, remember that.
Don Dome,
Wednesday night. Well, tonight we're at the Thunderdome. These two teams, the last time they met, the big man for Timpview, Gavin Baxter, didn't have the exact, the night that we really kind of expected for him. But nonetheless, all the guys around him picked up some of that pace where he kind of faltered a little bit. And in particular, A.J. Bollinger, and kind of willed his way around the Spanish Fort for quite a while and helped the T-Birds pick that win up.
Timpview was pretty balanced that night. They had 4 guys in double digits and nobody with more than 13 points, but they had 3 guys with 12 points. And the one guy we didn't mention was Britton Covey, who had 12 as well.
That's right.
Timpview, it's senior night here. They're going to want to get a win here for senior night. They're 3 seniors that play basketball. Also have Division I football letter of intents that they signed last week. So that's unheard of.
Yeah, it's kind of an oddity that your 3 lone seniors that play and lead this basketball team are going to play football for university. And a big universities, BYU for Kaufusi, Utah for Covey, and then Gabe Reed's going to Stanford. Pretty good football representation here at Timpview High, as always.
Yeah, 2 going to Pac-12 schools, and then BYU the independent. That's huge for one high school basketball team. I know they're not playing basketball, but that definitely translates into athleticism.
That's exactly right. One to keep an eye on again, Gavin Baxter, but don't forget the other starters: Gabe Reed, Britton Covey, Samson Nakua, and A.J. Bollinger. As Nakua has the tip. Gets it to Covey. He's in the paint. Back outside. A long 3. Launched and drained. Number 25, Gavin Baxter, is getting off to a hot start.
Yeah, and Gavin Baxter comes in as the leading scorer, as we mentioned earlier. He's averaging nearly 15 a game for Timpview.
On the cut, Taylor Anderson can't convert. Timpview on the board. It's Baxter, right side. Holds it up to Reed. And now Timpview will work the perimeter here for a moment.
And Don's going with a man-to-man here.
Nakua tries to go underneath. The ball still loose and on the floor. Out of bounds will be Timpview. Kaufusi on the line.
First turnover of the night there for Timpview.
Said A.J. Bollinger starting earlier. I lied. It's Devin Kaufusi starting senior night. With it being senior night, I would expect to see more Timpview fans here tonight, Chris, than what we're seeing.
Well, it's doubled here out in the student section since I last looked up, but you're right. There's not very many students here.
Up top, Schofield misses. He, along with Taylor Anderson, Benson Reese, Connor Anderson, and Parker Bowman starting for the Dons. The Dons 0 for 2 here early. Timpview holding that 3-0 lead. Right side Reed to Covey. Couple lefties.
They traveled,
it looked like it for sure. Back out. Reed on the runner. Got it. Gabe Reed.
Gabe Reed, as we mentioned, he'll be playing for Stanford here, depending on his mission pretty soon.
Yeah. Big things coming for some of these kids. All seniors for Timpview. Missed as Anderson
Nice.
gets his own rebound from his behind. Back out, Taylor Anderson. He can't convert. The Dons starting out cold, 0 for 4.
Well, you're doing something right when you can get a rebound on your back that, like
Yeah.
Anderson did.
Baxter fouled as he goes in by Parker Bowman.
And Parker Bowman had 20 against Wasatch, but other than that, he seems like he's been kind of a non-factor this season, which is surprising with the junior year he had.
Been quiet. He was quiet in that Provo game for sure. Last game, the Dons dropped to the Bulldogs. Baxter knocks down the first of 2.
He's got 4 early points, and the Dons, like you mentioned, did a great job of containing him in the first meeting, but he's started off awfully hot.
Yes, he has. 5 points to start after knocking down both free throws. Benson Reese across the midcourt line, right side. Holds on to it. Cross court. Finds Parker Bowman. Bowman tries to find a passing lane to Schofield. Had to kick it back out. Reese pulls the trigger. Don still over. Ball out of bounds. Back to Spanish Fort.
Reese is going through a little bit of a cold spell here, and I think he gets a couple shots in. He'll break that and get some confidence.
He had 19 the first time these two met.
Shot 81% from the free throw line that night as well.
That's right. Schofield knocks down the bucket. So he is on the board, as well as the entire Dons team finally. 7-2 lead for Timpview.
And when the Dons play their best is when they have 3 or 4 guys in double figures. But right now they're just cold as ice. They'll take points wherever they can get it.
Kafusi on the air ball. Parker Bowman at the board. A foul committed by the T-Birds.
I think that's Nakua.
That's right. Samson Nakua picking up his first. Team foul number 1 for Timpview. 5:10 remaining here in the first quarter. Benson Reese angle right. Kicks it back out. Anderson to Connor Anderson. Goes in, finding Schofield. Schofield jumbled up. We have a foul.
That's the second one on Nakua.
That is 2 on Nakua here early.
And Nakua had 12 points in the first meeting.
We'll bring Levi Wilson off the bench for Timpview.
Jason Money will check into the game here.
Money in. He'll take the place of Hunter Schofield. Any idea why he came out?
I have no idea.
I just looked up. Schofield was gone.
And he's the leading scorer. He plays a lot of minutes for the Dons. It's unusual for him to check out this early. I didn't see anything during the game.
No.
And he's willing to play through the stomach flu.
Yeah, we saw that at Salem. Ball knocked away, stolen. Covey taking it to the rack, goes up the right hand, scores. Britton Covey on the board for Timpview in a 9-2 T-Bird lead.
Man, Brenton Covey is quick. Once he got that ball, he was down onto the Timpview side in a hurry.
Quarterback, who will be going to the University of Utah. I wonder if he's going to be asked to use those legs any while he's up there at the U.
They have him projected as a special teamer.
Yeah.
Kickoff returns.
He could be doing all sorts of stuff, an athlete. Layup good by Wilson.
And Wilson's pretty quick too. Spanish Fort's got to get back.
Yeah, they've got a timeout here to discuss some things. 11-2 lead for the Timpview T-Birds. We want to thank Doug Smith Auto, the north end of Main Street, taking the place of Menholt Chevrolet and Barber Brothers, that same building there, now owned by Doug Smith Auto. We invite you to get on in there. Support them as they are now in that new location.
Hey, Doug.
Hey, Doug. I also want to thank the car guys for sponsoring tonight's instant replay. 872 North Main in Spanish Fork. 794-0077. You can visit them at thecarguysut.net. Also, we want to thank MVP Sports for sponsoring tonight's MVP of the game.
Looks like Schofield's bleeding because they're
okay.
kind of putting some gauze on his face or something like that, trying to stop some bleeding from his face. I think that's why Money had to check in so early.
Right on. So hopefully he'll be back soon. MVP Sports, 72 North Main, 798-3587. Go online at MVPSportsUtah.com. Stolen away again by Wilson. And an alley-oop. That one going to Gavin Baxter. He's got 7. And a huge lead for Timpview at 13-2 early in the Dons, needing to get something going. Bowman on the board.
And Spanish Forks giving up 6 points off turnovers and just cannot get back with the speed of Timpview.
Underneath, Bollinger. A.J. Bollinger just checked in. Timpview digging into the bench now, finding some scoring there from Wilson and Bollinger.
And Timpview's only got 3 seniors. So they're going to be good here next year as well.
Yeah, they've got a future for sure. Always been a pretty good basketball school here at Timpview. Parker Bowman bumped and fouled. That'll be 3 team fouls against Timpview, and that's going to go against Gavin Baxter, it appears.
Yep, and that's his first of the game here. He's got 7 points. He's got 7 of the 15.
Don's inbound. Parker Bowman out front looking, finds Schofield. We've got a foul against A.J. Bollinger.
That was ill-advised pass anyways, and refs bailed him out there.
That was lucky. 14 fouls already against Timpview with 2:47 remaining here in the first. Benson Reese, angle right, has a look, didn't take it. Hunter Schofield underneath. Timpview, at this point, Chris, they're a team that they need this win just to kind of pad an opportunity to get into the state tournament, but it would tie Timpview with Spanish Fork with a win.
Yeah,
it would make it even more of a mess out of this region.
It would. We got 3 teams with 4 losses.
3 ball by Taylor Anderson.
Provo's at Wasatch, so somebody's going to have 5 losses, but the Dons will be in that group of 3 with 4 losses tonight.
Let's
if
not
they
do
lose.
that. Let's not talk about that yet. Foul against the Dons. And, you know, Chris, we can go ahead and say that just for the simple fact. Every time we bring up something that could happen, the opposite happens. So let's just forecast the Dons loss.
Yeah, I'm just glad we didn't make any pregame predictions. My confidence
that was miserable.
My confidence isn't as high this Friday night as it was last Friday night.
Gavin Baxter to the line after Schofield fouls him, misses a first. We'll get one more here.
But the Dons, they need to make crisper passes and stop turning the ball over, or Timpview's just going to run all over them.
Shot good. 8 points now for Baxter, saying 6 on the scoreboard, unless they're missing a line there. Out of bounds. Turnover to Timpview.
Got the Dons with 4 first quarter turnovers here. And every time Timpview's capitalized with a basket, I've noticed that as well.
So Covey across the timeline, running the point for the T-Birds. Here's right side, Levi Wilson. Got Benson Reese on him. The Dons have committed 2 team fouls tonight. 3 ball by Reed. Nope. Rebound to the Dons. Here they come.
And you can live with Reed taking a 3 shot like that. That looked ugly.
Travel violation against Parker Bowman, and another turnover right back over to the T-Birds.
I think that's the key in this ball game. Spanish Forks turning the ball over and Timpview's capitalizing.
Yep. Timpview has cooled off just a little bit here in the latter parts of this first quarter, but giving them more and more opportunities with turnovers as Reed shovels and scores.
Yeah, Reed finds a hole in the zone there and gets the basket for 2.
Benson Reese, cross, Parker Bowman. Schofield trying to set a pick, gets the ball, goes left side, puts it up, misses. Rebound, back to him. Shot up and in. Hunter Schofield's second bucket. He's got 4. Ball knocked away and out of bounds by Benson Reese.
And great hands by Reese as he disrupts the flow of Timpview's offense that time.
Colson Santiago into the ball game for the T-Birds.
It's about 15 Santiagos on this team, and that's not quite 15, only 3, but wow.
A lot of talent in that family. Ball underneath, Taylor Anderson with a steal. Across the timeline, Taylor Anderson to Hunter Schofield. Schofield, a couple dribbles, back to Taylor. He and Schofield back and forth. Taylor creating some room, or at least trying to. Bowman to Reese, 3-ball, wide open, and he throws up an air ball. Timpview with the ball. On the other end, Covey bumped and fouled. They're going to hit Taylor Anderson with it, but it would have been an awesome block there by Parker Bowman.
A great hustle, though, by the Dons getting back that time and not giving up the easy layup.
Dons trailing by 9 here with 10 seconds remaining in the first quarter.
It's just Taylor Anderson's first foul. But that air ball that Reese picked up, he's starting to lose some confidence. He needs to go in for a layup, I think, and get some confidence. He struggled the last couple of ball games.
Yeah, he's certainly not hot at the current moment. That can switch at any moment, we know. Shot good for Covey. He knocks down both free throws. Timpview now 5 of 6 from the free throw line as a team.
Garrett Hells checks in. We haven't seen much of him in region play.
Oh, not much. Oh, the bucket good by the Dons. Stepping into it, knocking that shot down. Taylor Anderson, he's got 5 points to lead the Dons here in the first quarter, but still the Spanish Fort Dons trailing Timpview 20-11. Advantage T-Birds. We'll be right back. Back in action here in the second quarter. Spanish Fort trailing by 9 against Timpview. They'll get the ball to start here in the second quarter. Right side, Taylor Anderson. Back to Gavin Hales. Garrett Hales, excuse me. His older brother played a couple years ago. Forgive me. A whistle and a foul against T-Birds.
And that is the 16th foul already here for Timpview, I believe. Maybe only 5.
We have it listed at 5. That foul committed. I don't know who number 1 is. They don't have, I mean, their roster's not even close to updated here, Chris.
It's not. Naku is listed as number 3 on the roster, but I know he's number 0.
Yeah.
I can't remember who number 1 is. I think it's Sonia. Well,
I might be able to look back in time. Seth Santiago.
Yeah, Santiago. That's what I thought.
So, Hunter Schofield attempting a 3, misses.
Oh, great rebound.
Rebound by Anderson to Schofield, can't convert.
They couldn't throw the ball in the ocean right now. Holy cow.
Things are just not working out on the offensive end for the Dons. 3-ball, no. Attempted by Colson Santiago. Schofield on the glass.
I think Timpview should go with an all Santiago lineup at some point in this game.
Bring them all in at once. Right side. Money. Back out. Anderson. Schofield in the corner. Hales left side. Taylor Anderson. Connor Anderson has it up top to Hunter Schofield. Dribbles in hard. Ball knocked away. Schofield hustles. Gets it back. 3-ball by Anderson. Way off.
That's the second 3-ball we've had airballed by the Dons tonight, and that's uncharacteristic.
They were both wide open. Outside. Shot up and no good by Baxter. The Dons on the board. See if they can get something to happen here. And the official takes a timeout.
Is he bleeding again?
I don't know. Might have been poked in the eye or something. They're going to bring Benson Reese off the bench along with Parker Bowman. So Schofield to the bench.
Schofield's getting beat up early here. This is the second time he's had to check out with an injury of some sort.
Yeah. I don't think they're related. Nevertheless, Benson Reese with it for Spanish Fork. Gets it to Hales, left side. Jason Money back to Parker Bowman. Bowman dribbling with the right hand. Gets it back out. Money puts it up, swatted out of bounds. Well, I'm saying the Dons have been lucky here in the first 2.5 minutes of this second quarter.
Well, nobody scored yet.
Nobody scored. I mean, the Dons are having their offensive issues, but so is Timpview. So you can find an ideal way.
Spanish Fork looks content just to throw the ball around the perimeter this quarter.
Hunter Schofield out front, dribbles left. Pushing hard against Kafusi, gets it back out. The Dons finally find Jason Money underneath. He's on the board.
Yeah, great job by Money. He comes back after getting swatted. I mean, he's way undersized down there, but puts it back up with confidence.
Speaking of the University of Utah, that's where Jason will be going to play football next year as well.
Is he a preferred walk-on?
I don't know. He signed with him. That's all I know. 20-13, the lead for Timpview. Baxter, a couple left-hand dribbles. Finds his way into traffic. The Dons don't block out. Kafusi puts it up and in. Devin Kafusi on the board.
His first bucket. And Timpview has a lineup where they've only got 2 guys that have scored on the court.
It's turnover. Seth Santiago, count it, and he's fouled. And they slammed the basketball. Somebody did.
That was Benson Reese.
Lucky not to pick something up with that one.
The Dons are clearly frustrated, and that was evident as he slammed the ball into the ground. You got to be careful. You don't want to take yourself out of the game early with technicals.
No. They're having a bit of a rough start. We're still early. There's plenty of time, and Dons can't get too far down on themselves here early on.
And Timpview had a power quarter where they scored 20 points in that first quarter. They've really slowed down here. Dons just need to relax and play, Don basketball, if you will.
So Seth Santiago misses the free throw. Fortunate for the Spanish Fork. It's 11-point lead for the T-Birds. Dons with it. Benson Reese out front, right side. Money to Schofield. He can't connect. Don's first bucket of the game was a 3-ball by Taylor Anderson. It was the second bucket of the game. Dons have not connected on a 3 since.
Well, they've got 2 points halfway through this quarter, so they're going to have to pick it up here in the second half of the second quarter, but they just look out of sorts. Haven't seen them like this all season.
5 team fouls on both sides. Oh, wow, Baxter. You can't, great inbound play.
Great inbounds play, but you got to get in better position to not allow that opportunity early on.
Reese out front. Benson Reese against Seth Santiago. He reaches in, no foul call, and the Dons turn it over. As Reese appeals to the official.
Yeah, there should have been a foul called there.
13 points, the lead for Timpview. Substitution, Britton Covey back into the contest.
We saw the Dons get really frustrated at the end of that Provo game, too, and then a couple of them lost their temper there.
Kafusi fouled by Anderson.
It looked pretty clean, but we got the headset on. I can't hear if there was a slap or not.
That foul going against Taylor Anderson's number 2. Parker Bowman also with 2 fouls here in the second quarter. As Devin Kafusi will go to the line for 2 shots. That was missed fairly badly.
Thanks for being kind. He's got an early bucket in this game, and Kafusi's not down there for his free throw shooting. He's down there for his big body, an athletic, strong guy as well.
Knocked down the second, however, and gives the T-Birds a 14-point edge. Ball nearly stolen again by Timpview. Hunter Schofield, left side, going up against Kafusi, fakes it out, ball taken. Seth Santiago to the rack, puts it up with the right hand and scores. It seems like Timpview has just got it figured out right now that if they can force the big guys to dribble in, the guards are in the right spots to pick these up.
They're running this zone defense, and Spanish Fork looks confused.
I mean, Timpview is being very aggressive at going after the ball against Spanish Fork. That foul committed by Gabe. Excuse me, who was that picked up Kafusi?
That was Covey.
Oh, it was Covey, his first. He saw Kafusi go out. Maybe I thought he was in trouble. He is not.
Well, with the depth Timpview has, they just play 8 or 9 guys. No problem.
Clean and clear. Out front. Garrett Hales to the rack. Misses. Rebound. Timpview. Here come the T-Birds.
Some nights it's not your night, and that's what it's looking like for the Dons.
The Dons get a steal, however, and here comes Schofield, who gets it stolen from him. Covey just pickpockets him. Britton Covey now right side. Dribbles into traffic. We got a bump and a foul. That one's going to go against Garrett Hales, and to the free throw line for 1-1 will be Covey.
Schofield's definitely had something done to his face because he's got some gray on it, it looks like.
I don't know. I'm blind, so I couldn't tell you.
That's why I wear glasses. I'm also qualified as blind.
Free throw. Front end rattles out. Break for Spanish Fork. They've got to convert here, Chris. They haven't scored but one bucket in this quarter.
And they need to get Benson Reese going here, I think, in my opinion. He's only got 0 points, and he's averaging 14 a game.
Yeah. But at this point, with 13 on the board, nobody's going to have a big stat night. We have a foul off the ball against Spanish Fork. We 1-1. Money will pick the foul up. Going to the line, looks like Covey.
So look at another 1-1 here as the Dons have 8 team fouls here in the first half, and hasn't been pretty if you're a Spanish Fork fan. If you're Timpview, you got to be loving this.
Free throw good for Britton Covey. Now 3 of 4. He's got 5 points for Timpview. So he'll have one more right here. That one in. Timpview now with a lead of 18.
Covey's got 6 points here in the first half. Baxter, the leading scorer, with 10.
Turnover. Reed. Santiago back to Reed. No. Gets his own board. Puts it up. No. Rebound everywhere. It's going to go back. Ooh, it looked like maybe Taylor Anderson was last to touch it, but Reed admits to touching it last as he heads down the floor. 2 minutes to go. Timpview with a pretty comfortable lead.
Yeah, they've scored 11 in this quarter. Spanish Fork's only scored 2, and was a Jason Money basket.
Benson Reese will be going to the line for 2 shots. You know how many free throws the Dons have attempted tonight, Chris?
I'm going to guess this is their first one.
Exactly. Well, Timpview was 10 plus at least.
Well, you can't shoot free throws when you're turning the ball over in midcourt.
Timpview has attempted 13 free throws. That was the first attempt for Spanish Fork as Benson Reese hits the first of 2. We'll get one more here.
He's on the board.
Jax Tobiasen coming in for Spanish Fork. He'll take the spot of Hunter Schofield. So Reese will get one more. Free throw good. So
they cut it to 17.
16. They get the scoreboard updated.
There
they did.
Go.
Timpview with the ball. Nakua out front. Going right side with it. Baseline. Cross court. Covey. 3. Britton Covey. 9 points for him.
It's the Covey and Baxter show here as those two guys combined are outscoring the Dons by 4.
Bowman fouled, so he will get free throws here. Whether it be the 1-and-1 version, they'll give him the 2-shot version here. That's the third foul committed against Samson Nakua, so he's in foul trouble. Hits the first, does Bowman.
Santiago will check in for him. Colson Santiago. If you're the Dons here, you want to get a stop, maybe get another bucket here before the half, get some momentum, anything positive at this point, because they're hanging their heads down, it seems.
Yeah, they need to get something going to get some of that confidence back. Leading scorer for the Dons has 5 points. That's Taylor Anderson at this point. Ball tipped, nearly taken away by Anderson. Left side Covey, another 3. 12 points for Brenton Covey. 2 in double figures for the T-Birds. 52 on the clock. Tobias into Reese. He'll pull the trigger, miss. Rebound to the T-Birds. And a 3-ball attempt on the way, and good by Gavin Baxter.
And Timpview will once again put up at least 20 in this quarter.
Yep. Had 20 the first. So far 20 in the second. Anderson shovels it in. Nice move by Taylor Anderson. 7 points. Timpview with it. Reed. If I'm Timpview, I'm firing up a 3-ball
Right,
from
no
about
kidding.
half court.
They can't miss.
But everything's open underneath. Bucket by Levi Wilson. Good. He's got 4. 8 seconds on the clock. Reese dribbling into traffic. Back out. Anderson can't find the shot. He better hurry. Shovels one up, misses, and that'll end it. So, this isn't one of those heart stopper type games. I mean, I'm not feeling the closeness.
Yeah, the blood pressure's high for a different reason.
Yeah, it's just not the reason we'd like it to be. Halftime here at the Thunderdome. Timpview 42, Spanish Fork 19 here on Spanish Fork 17. We'll take a break for the half and be right back. Welcome back, Timpview High School. Again, we want to thank the car guys, MVP Sports, and Doug Smith Auto for sponsoring tonight's game. The car guys, 872 North Main in Spanish Fork, 794-0077. Visit them online at thecarguysut.net. You can even shop autos on the car guys website, so you can shop for your vehicles there. But please visit their lot. Also, MVP Sports, 72 North Main in Spanish Fork, 798-3587. Specializing in any sporting goods you can think of. Shoes, custom apparel, gear. Baseball season's coming up. A lot of people are already at tournaments this weekend, I know, Chris. Their kids are down there playing. And
Skeet.
yeah, and it's busy down there. Everybody's down there, and everybody who plays baseball in Spanish Fork had better know that you go to MVP Sports for your goods there. And we also want to thank Doug Smith Auto, who is now located, don't have the exact address in front of me, Chris, but it's there where Barber Brothers once was. All stolen away by the Dons early. As we're back into action, Benson Reese, 3, no. Still a cool night for Benson.
Yeah, and he needed to hit that shot here. For nothing else, just to get his confidence going.
Benson with just 2 points.
From the free
Both
throw line.
free throws. Reed. Gabe Reed to 6 points. Timpview starts the third quarter, the first attempt of the third quarter with a bucket. Taylor Anderson to Parker Bowman left side. Bowman with a hand in his face from Gavin Baxter. Baxter, a long player for Timpview.
Credit Timpview's defense tonight. They've been ferocious. They've caused 11 turnovers there in the first half.
Connor Anderson trying to get involved, doesn't convert. Bucket. Did they count it? They're saying no. Or did they?
Yeah, they're counting.
Yeah, they did count that bucket. Schofield with his first bucket since the first quarter. He now has 6. He'll get 1.
Oh, he's got a Band-Aid on the side of his face. That's what it is.
And he's good on the free throw. Don's perfect from the charity stripe. It'd just be nice if they could make it there more often, huh, Chris?
Well, when you've only attempted a 3, I believe.
6 free
6
throws,
now.
because Bowman had a couple as well as Reese. 3 ball attempted long by Reed.
That's a good sign if you're the Dons. You want him shooting. He's airballed a couple of them now.
Schofield dribbles into traffic. The ball stripped away. Nakua to the bucket. Oh, it looked blocked to me. They called the foul. Unless he got some of the body. It looked like it was all ball.
Either way, great hustle by Anderson getting back there.
Yeah, that
swatting that, making sure it wasn't an easy bucket. Make him earn it from the line.
Samson Nakua, 6'4" junior. He and Baxter will be back next year for Timpview, so good signs. First of 2. Oh.
Timpview was picked first to win the region this year. They'll probably, it's looking like Maple Mountain unless Maple Mountain falls apart down the stretch.
Doubling up the Dons or the T-Birds, they add to it. Nakua with his first point of the game. He's been in some foul trouble. He's got 3.
Yeah, he picked up 3 early fouls. But
Tanner Argyle has just checked into the game. He's going to go to the line for 2 shots for Spanish Fork. So some clock stoppage fouls.
That's great seeing Spanish Fork back at the line. Like you said, they're shooting 100%.
First good for Argyle. He'll get 1 more.
Thought for sure he was going to miss that one after I said 100%.
Yeah.
But rattled in.
I've seen, first time we've seen Tanner tonight. Solid backup point guard. Good future, big future ahead for Spanish Fork because he's just a sophomore. Right side, Britton Covey.
Yeah,
Dribbles, finds a wide open spot and bumped and fouled. The bucket goes for Britton Covey. 14 for him.
He's not the biggest guy, but man, he plays with a lot of heart out there.
Yes, he does.
Wow. Gets to the basket and shooting the free throw here.
Bowman picks up the foul. That's 3 on him, I believe. Free throw short, way short.
They didn't put that foul up yet.
They have now, so that is 3 fouls against Bowman as Benson Reese gets it out to him. They're looking low to Jason Money. All out of bounds off the Dons to Timpview.
And that's the second turnover here in the third quarter, so they're starting right off where they left off in the first half.
What did Timpview have in that first half?
I think 3.
In Spanish you had for how many?
11.
Big difference. Big difference. Foul against Spanish Fork. Looks like Hunter Schofield was there for it.
Boy, the refs have brought their whistles out here in this second half.
Yeah, actually they're calling that one against Argyle. Jax Tobiasen coming in for the Spanish Fork Dons. He'll give Parker Bowman a break with 3 fouls. As Timpview will inbound the ball. Reed, open 3. Nope. Underneath, we got a whistle and a foul. Another one against Spanish Fork.
Is that on Money? No, they're calling
Actually,
it
they're calling on Timpview. Wow, Kafusi will pick that foul up.
It's just a second foul.
That's 2 for him. .5:30 remaining here in the third quarter. Reese to Schofield. Back to Benson, left side. Dribbles across the top, looking underneath. Oh, that was off Timpview, and they're giving it. Okay, he fixed it. Had it pointed
Some nights
the
the
other
refs
direction.
don't even want to give you any help.
Yeah. Benson Reese to inbound for Spanish Fork, finds Tanner Argyle to the base. Ball knocked out of bounds. Timpview just seems to have been in every single Spanish Fork Dons passing lane all night long, Chris.
That is a fact. Yeah, and they're playing, and whether they're playing man, whether they're playing zone, they've just been playing great defense overall and being into the grill.
Nice play by Argyle. Tosses one up. Schofield cleans up the business.
And Timpview
Timpview can commit a turnover here once in a while. That's all right. We're all right with that. Out of bounds, or coming into the game, not out of bounds. Levi Wilson coming in for Nakua. Seth Santiago in for Gabe Reed.
Yeah, Don's playing tight here. It's only a 21-point deficit. I mean, if you get hot, this isn't an impossible lead to take down, but you got to play perfect and not turn it over.
That was a nice save, and Spanish Fork has no choice but to foul Gavin Baxter as they go to the other end.
And Baxter looking to add to his 13 points.
Well, Chris, do you think, I mean, I know it's just a stupid question, but do you think that Timpview feels like with their record that they have, that they were going to come into this senior night and say, you know what, enough of this, letting everybody think we're the 5th place team in the region, or at least as far as our talent's concerned?
I think that's part of it. They've played great defense. They've had a lot of intensity. I think the other part of it is Spanish Fork looked at their record and thought, well,
yeah,
we played them tough the first time and lost. And they just don't look, they didn't look ready from the start.
No. Dons have at least put up a few points here in the third quarter. This point of the second quarter, they hadn't even scored yet. Tobias into Reese. Reese, couple left-hand dribbles, dribbling into traffic, finds Schofield, who is fouled. The foul will be against Baxter. That'll be just 2 on him.
Yeah, I think if you're the Dons here, you just want to get this thing into the teens. That would be, I think, a moral victory at this point, as bad as they've played halfway through the third quarter.
Yeah. First of 2 good for Schofield. He'll get one more. Now got 10. He's finally in double digits.
But a good sign if you're Spanish Fork is they are being a little more aggressive, taking better care of the ball, and getting some free throws here in this period.
Free throw, good. Schofield. The Dons are still perfect.
And Schofield's been sliced, poked in the eye.
Yeah.
He's been beat up. Timpview went right after him in the first period, and it's paid off for him.
It's almost like they wanted to gouge his eyes out from the get-go. Bucket good by Baxter, 17. Ball going to be taken away. No. Nice job by Argyle to stick to it. Reese to Schofield. Hunter, fade away, misses. And a foul against Money. We'll go the other way. On the rebound.
That'll be Money's second foul.
I don't know what you do.
Well, at least, yeah, we're speechless at this point, as you can tell by the long pauses. I think everybody just wants to get this one out of the way.
Yeah, again, we want to remind you the Dons will be playing at home Wednesday night against Maple Mountain. It'll be the second to last region game of the year, and we'll be glad to bring it to you here on Spanish Fork 17 on youtube.com/Spanish Fork 17. Schofield on the rebound, can't get it to fall. Timpview with it. Baxter bumped, no foul called. Finds Covey, reverse, no problem. 16 for Covey. Covey and Baxter.
They should start a law firm, Covey and Baxter,
Yeah.
and they're doing it here tonight.
And the Dons just can't convert anything as Schofield touches it while he's out of bounds. The Dons just can't convert now. I mean, that we're seeing a little more energy at a Spanish Fork, but that isn't converting into a whole lot of points.
Well, it is a good sign that we're seeing some energy.
Yeah.
But still, they're been very careless with the ball.
25-point deficit. Davis outside, wide open 3 for Santiago, sets and misses. Rebound to the Dons. Tanner Argyle's got it on the other end. He goes up, count the bucket, and he's fouled.
Yeah, great hustle by Argyle. I thought they were throwing that to Jason Money, and he was looking back. I didn't realize Argyle was further down, but
down there ready for it. He's now got 4 points. He'll get a charity stripe attempt here as well. He's 2 for 2. Got it. 5 for Argyle. 2:42 remaining here in the third. 22-point lead now for the T-Birds.
Dons might score as many points in this quarter as they did in the first half.
Yeah. Yeah, they might.
Got
Shot up,
12
good.
already.
Bucket, good by Baxter.
Problem is Timpview's not letting down either.
No, he has 19. Hearing his name a lot. 3-ball good by Schofield, or not 3-ball, just 2 by Schofield, good. He's got 9 in the quarter, 13 overall.
Wow.
Shot no good, and a rebound to Money. Tanner Argyle, right side.
And you can tell he's feeling it. He wants the ball. That is Hunter Schofield.
Yeah. Reese has it. Gets it back to Hunter. Schofield with a long arm of Baxter in his face.
And Baxter's another one of those guys that has go-go gadget arms.
Yes, he does. Can extend. Money. Shot up. Got it. Jason Money's second bucket. We got a timeout on the floor. 30 or a full.
It's a full timeout.
Full timeout. We can take a break and thank J Mart Printing for sponsoring tonight's timeouts. 50, or did I say J Mart Printing? We can thank them too, but it's actually Doug Smith Auto. Okay. There we go. They're up there. we've had J Mart before. Now you just get them stuck in their head. Nonetheless, a 20-point deficit the Dons need to make up. 134 remaining, Chris.
Yeah, nobody's on fire tonight. The announcers aren't even getting things right here, as you can tell.
You had a certain part of the game, you fall asleep.
Hey, if you need a new Dodge truck, go down to Doug Smith. Say, hey, Doug. Say, Alan and Chris sent you from Spanish Fork 17. You won't get any discounts, but...
You want to bet? They better.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, Spanish Fork here in the third quarter. They had 19 points in the first half.
16 here in the
16 here in the third quarter. The minute 34 left.
Should have started like this.
Yeah, you come into these games and there's a depth perception issue. You're used to playing in a gym where there's a big wall behind the baskets. And then you come into a gym like this where there's a lot of space. It messes with that for a minute. But the Dons, they just never could get hot in that first quarter, or the first half entirely. And Timpview, it didn't seem to disturb them a whole lot, Chris.
Well, this is their home court, so they're used to that big, wide open court. The only other court I can think of that Spanish Forks played would be Provo.
Yeah. Provo has a pretty decent-sized gymnasium as well, and more of an arena-type feel to me in here.
We need to push for a bond for Spanish Fork High School to build the real Don Dome.
That's right. We got the Thunderdome here. We're going to call it something the Don Dome over at Spanish Fork after some remodeling, even though they just did some. Big three on the way and good. Colson Santiago is Timpview is doing everything. I mean, the Dons start to catch a little bit of a run, and Timpview just not taking their foot off the gas pedal. They've got 18 in this quarter.
Yeah,
they're 16, excuse me.
They've been hot from behind the three-point line, and
no foul called. I don't think that Argyle tripped over his own foot there. Don't see any shoelaces untied. Underneath, back out. Another three for Timpview, and no good. Santiago.
Well, Santiago created a little space to get that rebound, and there was no call there.
Yeah, it created the space, but he's going right over to the back, shoulder, and head.
And then in frustration, who did they pick that up on?
They're going to give it to Shepard. Dallin Shepard, he just checked in for the Dons. Reed, lefty, good.
It's a great inbounds play by Timpview as they had a screen that time set up.
Timpview has just come in here with all the energy in the world and has dominated this contest, Chris.
They have
on the floor, foul. Who they calling it on?
Santiago.
Yeah. Official's gonna say, "Hey,
relax.
We're gonna give you this foul.
You're only up 25. Relax.
You got a 25-point lead. You're good." Nevertheless, that foul is on Colson Santiago. 60-35, Timpview, 18 on the clock. Sit down to 15, actually. Schofield has 8 seconds to do something with it. Benson Reese going right side. The ball stuffed. Well, they're going to call foul on Levi Wilson.
That looked like a jump ball to me, or no call. Up and down.
Nevertheless, they're going to give Benson Reese a couple here. 2.5 on the clock.
Wow, that is the 7th team foul for Timpview in the third quarter
Yeah,
alone.
and the Timpview will be shooting 1-1 from here out as well.
Yeah.
Got a long fourth quarter ahead if these guys can't play clean. Free throw good by Reese.
My guess is we'll see the JV.
We might see them sooner or later. Shot good by Reese. The Dons are now 12 of 12 from the free throw line. 3-ball miss to end the quarter. Nevertheless, the Dons put up a charge. Timpview equals it. 60-37 is the lead for the T-Birds. We'll be right back with the fourth quarter. We welcome you back to the final quarter. Spanish Fork with a pretty steep deficit overcome at 23 points.
Well, we were talking during the break. There was a small victory. They kept them under 20 that quarter. They only allowed 18.
That's right. Well, Timpview is just their offense has been on the attack against Spanish Fork all night long. Dons seem to be a little more hesitant. And you know, they were settling for a lot of nothing in that first half, but that third quarter decided to push a little bit harder, and things worked out a little bit better, Chris.
It worked a little better, but they still had a lot of turnovers.
Yeah.
I think the difference was in that first half they couldn't even hit throw the ball in the ocean if they were standing in it.
No. That ball, a foul. We got 1-1 coming up for the T-Birds on a loose ball.
Looks like Santiago. Is that one Seth?
Seth Santiago will go to the line. That foul went, I believe, against Taylor Anderson. That's his fourth for the Dons.
Taylor Anderson tried to keep him in this ball game in the first half, and that's 7.
He did have 7, just zeroed out the third. Timpview bringing a couple more starters into the ball game, taking one out in Covey. Levi Wilson also out as Gavin Baxter and Samson Akua back in. Free throw, no good. Seth Santiago misses. He has 5 points, 24-point lead for Timpview. 7:26 remaining as Parker Bowman to the hoop, can't convert. Dons have missed a lot of
they have a lot of
layup opportunities. Taylor Anderson, Schofield misses the dunk, and fighting for it like mad are the T-Birds and the Dons.
Well,
Hunter Schofield slaps the bench in frustration and disgust.
Well, if anything sums up tonight's night, it was that dunk attempt.
Yeah. $7:02 remaining. Timpview with the ball. Seth Santiago right side. Up top to Samson Akua. Akua back to Santiago. This time left side trying to look underneath. Timpview's trying, I think, wants to waste some clock here. Baxter back out to Nakua. 6:39, the Dons might want to put a little pressure on him. They do. Reed back to Nakua. 6:31 remain. Timpview.
Say if Kafusi was in the game, I'd just go foul him right away.
Yeah, Timpview trying to separate themselves from the
4-loss group?
The 4-loss group. They'll still have the 4-loss, but somebody else will have 5, which would take them out, and that'll be either Provo or Wasatch.
Right. And up next for Timpview, they have at Salem Hills and then at Wasatch to end the season.
Yeah, 2 visit road games. They've come out their senior night. Guns a-blazing, Chris, the Dons.
And if you're Spanish Fork, you got to be worried now. You got Maple Mountain and then Springville, who's been playing a lot better here in the second half of the region season.
They have.
They lose these tonight, and those 2, they might not.
Yeah,
be in
exactly
the
right. They have. Last time we heard, at least they had that lead over Maple Mountain. At what was it, 23-14 at halftime.
23-14.
So see how that one
the
turns
latest
out.
text as I heard him talk was that it was a 2-point ball game. I couldn't tell who was winning that though.
Where are we receiving the text from?
No, I overheard him talk during the half.
Right on.
She got a text, showed it to her. I'm not receiving any text on the game.
I'm not either. 6:25 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
We could text Andy, but
he's
probably busy flipping the switches over there
right.
at that game, working his magic.
That is right. It'll be a fun one at Spanish Fork High School.
That first game.
Chris and I will be on that one.
Yeah. That first game was well attended. Too.
Yeah. It should be much the same this next time.
You won't even need a seat. You'll have to stand up.
That's true. It'll be wild at night at Spanish Fork High School. Wednesday, 7 o'clock tip. You have a whistle. And a foul. And we'll go against Schofield. Number 2 for him. Down to just one player in double digits, and that is Schofield with 13. Reed to the line.
Reed must be a smart feller. He got into Stanford.
Yeah.
You don't let anybody into Stanford.
No, it's a tough gig. I mean, athletic scholarships still have to have not only the athleticism, but the brains to go along with it. He's now in double figures with 10 points. So now 3 of Timpview's squad with double figure scoring.
What's crazy is Nakua only has 1 point.
Yeah.
They scored 63.
One of the starters for Timpview, and in that first contest he had 12 points. He only has that one tonight. Left side, Reese goes to the base, kicks it back out. We'll have a whistle, a charge against Benson.
Well, mercifully this will come to an end at some point.
Yeah, I don't know if it can be soon enough for the Dons. They just, at this point with 5:38, I don't know if I've ever seen a 26-point deficit overturned, at least at the high school level, and Schofield just whacked in the head. I think it was just incident.
It was incidental. It wasn't on purpose.
Yeah, it wasn't anything that was.
He's been poked, cut.
Yeah, he's just not had a good night. Parker Bowman gets that layup.
Jeez, hopefully he's okay and we'll be able to play Wednesday. But they just bonked heads there.
Yeah.
Like you said, both guys were just going for the same position.
Yeah, it wasn't like I was complaining for a foul or anything, but just the situation itself, and he's bleeding.
Probably broke his nose, maybe.
Don't say that. We don't need that. But what we're going to do at this moment in time is take a quick break so that you don't have to see the carnage that you just saw right there. 24 points the lead for Timpview. We'll be right back. I mean, you hate to say it with 5 minutes left, but, you know, maybe I'll be proving something tonight. I just don't think it's going to happen for the Dons.
Yeah.
Anderson out to Anderson. Taylor for 3, drains it. Trying to prove me wrong. A 10-point night for Taylor. He's now in double figures. Playing with 4 fouls.
Yeah, he can get hot behind the 3-point line.
As long as he doesn't commit another foul, he'd be nice to have out there firing up some shots.
Yeah, but Timpview did a great job of coming out, firing on all cylinders, getting those turnovers that led to those easy baskets, and they've just controlled the feel of this game.
Yeah, from the get-go. Foul, no shot. Be down against Spanish Fork, but it'll be 2 shots nonetheless for Britton.
They're calling it on Britton.
Oh, he shrugged off the defender. Okay, didn't see that from this angle.
Dons will take it.
4:25 on the clock. Benson Reese across the midcourt line. Covey on him.
Spanish Fork was on the other end of one of these games where they just blew out Salem Hills. Salem couldn't do anything that night.
Yeah, it's just, you know, you
just
can
basketball.
expect that. It happens. You have those nights where you're just not feeling it. And tonight was that night. There's a goaltend as Parker Bowman will get credited with the bucket. Baxter with that
Baxter gets the goaltend, but I am very jealous that he got that goaltend because I've always wanted to do that.
Yeah. Always been that hope that overnight I'd grow about 12 inches or so. At least my arms would, maybe. Gabe Reed, right side. He's had a good night.
Yeah, one of only 3 seniors. Timpview's going to be loaded next season, too.
Covey to one of those juniors that's returned, but Nakua and one. Samson Nakua, nice pass there from Gavin Baxter.
And Timpview's been doing a great job of passing the ball around, and they got 3 guys in double figures or 4 tonight. They had 4 the first time.
I believe. They got Covey, Reed, and Baxter. This is the free throw. What do we have here?
Over the back.
Okay.
Baxter's saying he just went up over the top, and I believe him because he's got the longest arms.
He's got the length, he can do that. He's got, I believe it's his second foul. That'll put Connor Anderson in the line for 1-1.
And we'll know that the Dons are on fire if Connor Anderson makes both these free throws from the free throw line. They're perfect so far, right?
12 of 12, 13 of 13. If anything can come any decent discussion about this, free throw shooting's been pretty good, 14 of 14.
And the Dons have got to be one of the highest as a percentage in the state. I mean, they have their nights where they hit all of them but 1 or 2, and they shoot a lot.
Kafusi just wills his way to the hoop. That's only his second bucket of the night. He now has 5 points.
5 points, 3 fouls. Done a lot of dirty work down low, though.
And that's cannot convert anywhere near the hoop. Nakua, and a nice job knocking it away. Benson Reese, as Gavin Baxter was ready to go throw one home.
Yeah, he wanted to, and Kafusi wanted him to as well.
Reed into the paint. Held up, back out Nakua, looking to Kafusi underneath. Back outside, Reed. No, rebound. To the Dons, Reese, long pass. Bowman gets it. Bowman, a receiver for the Dons in football. But Parker from the base scores it. Parker Bowman with 10 points now at this. Well, they got him credited for 8. Got my
somebody's wrong.
Something messed up here. One or the other. Probably me.
Oh wow! And Taylor Anderson.
Wow.
He did something to his ankle that time. He's up though.
Bouncing around on it a little bit as they bring in Hales. Dons are going to empty the bench a little bit, but Dallin Shepard's going to be coming in as well. Spanish Fork across the midcourt line. Reese left side. Anderson to the base.
Looks like we might get a hockey change.
The paint lays it up. Reverse. No good. Timpview ball. So we do. We have a mass switch here. Taylor Harrison also in.
Jax Tobiasen.
So the Don starters off. They've conceded the match, so to speak.
They've only got one senior on the court, too, so this is the future of the Dons next year, essentially, on the court.
Get a little preview of next season here. A lot of these guys getting there. They don't get a lot of minutes.
Well, they do earlier in the JV game.
Well, yeah, that's right. And saw a lot of these faces that, out there during the Reed's. He's just letting the Dons have it. I think you might want to take a
timeout and get everybody out.
Yeah, they should probably get these guys out of here. Harrison back out. And Timpview will. They've got a bunch heading to the bench, and the fans cheering loudly for whoever they've got coming in. Shot up, missed by Argyle, tipped back out. Kafusi, Covey, breaking
Wow.
past everybody as if they weren't even there.
We're going to start calling him Moses because he just parted the Red Sea
Yes,
that
he
time.
did. 73-48. Last minute can't go quick enough. Harrison, long three, a high three, wasn't too long. Had to get it up there. He had a hand in his face and a foul against Spanish Fort. Timpview will bring in Will Watanabe along with
Jordan Sagers.
Yeah, Jordan Sagers. A whole bunch. I have to see a free throw first. There they come. Covey knocks down the first.
Yeah. Covey makes this, he'll get a pretty loud applause. As Sagers is checking in for him.
They'll be bringing in, he's got to go check in. He didn't really want to, was Caleb Roberts. Free throw no good. So, Timpview will have to wait. Outside, Tanner Argyle 3, no. Rebound to the Dons. Call a whistle. Blow a whistle, there we go.
Gonna be on Kafusi, that's his fifth. No, pardon me, fourth.
4 on Kafusi. Timpview did a pretty good job tonight, Chris, staying out of foul trouble.
They did,
individuals.
So did the Dons for the most part.
Yeah, they really did. Harrison misses the first. It's the first free throw missed by Spanish Fort tonight. We'll get one more here. There's the big switch occurring now. Brighton Hadley.
And the seniors check out. And Gabe Reed will check out as well, so all three seniors. Division I football players of the future.
Playing their last game here at the Thunderdome.
Depending on if they're on the baseball team, this might be their last sporting event at home.
Yeah. Shot up, no good by Harrison. Tobiasen on the rebound, misses. Timpview with the board. They lose it, but the Dons touched it last. Garrett Hales.
Well, it can't get much worse than tonight if you're the Dons. I mean,
Yeah.
when you're at the bottom, there's only one way to go, and that's up, right?
That's right. 30 seconds on the clock, and it looks like Timpview's just going to wear it away. 74-48. Dons with 11 in this quarter. The scoring just was not there tonight to keep up with this offensive onslaught that Timpview put up.
I believe they want number 21, Caleb Roberts, for some reason to get the ball.
8 on the clock. Timpview ran it out. 74-48 your final. We'll take a break and be right back for some post-game analysis. We're back for some post-game analysis here at the Thunderdome. Spanish Fork falling to Timpview 74-48. And really, Chris, from the get-go, this game was controlled by Timpview all the way throughout this contest.
Yeah, they set the tone. They created some turnovers. They got some easy buckets off those turnovers. And for the Dons, it was all over after that first period, it felt like.
Yeah, from the first period on. Spanish Fork, low-scoring night. I mean, you only had 48 points. Hunter Schofield ended up with 13 points. Taylor Anderson, the only other double-digit scorer for the Dons, with 10. And actually, I've got Parker Bowman for 10. They had him for 8 here. But nonetheless, Chris, this could either do one of two things. Tick you off to a point where you want to do nothing but annihilate Maple Mountain at home in your final home game, senior night, which is coming up on Wednesday night. Or you can cower down and lick your wounds up until that point and have the same result that night. I hope for the Don's sake that they come out hungry.
And they've been pretty resilient. They've had some heartbreaking losses early on where they lost by 1 or 2, had a large lead, but they've seemed to always bounce back. So I think they'll be ready for the Maple Mountain Golden Eagles on Wednesday night. Maple Mountain will either have 3 losses or 2 heading into that ball game, so it's going to be a huge ball game for playoff seeding.
Yeah, no knowledge currently about that game, and you know what? By the time everybody hears this, they're going to know the result anyway, so I don't even know why you're talking about it. But that kind of is your scenario. You know, we're going to be looking at two solid Spanish Fork City teams that are going to go to war. We know what happened in that first game. It was an overtime game that Maple Mountain came out on top. Their home crowd helped them out. And I'm certain we're going to see the similar type game where they're just going to clash and battle it out on the court, and it should be a really, really exciting contest.
Spanish Fork will probably be angry because they kind of gave that one away there at the end of the fourth quarter. They had a large lead, couldn't maintain it. So.
Yeah, we'll just have to see what happens. And we have an MVP Sports Player of the Game announcement that we have to make, Chris, and it was a tough one throughout. We want to thank MVP Sports for sponsoring Player of the Game at 72 North Main in Spanish Fork, 798-3587. You can visit them online at mvpsportsutah.com. Chris, who's your Player of the Game tonight?
Well, he got cut in the cheek in the first quarter, poked in the eye, I believe, in the second.
If you haven't figured it out yet,
and his nose was bleeding in the fourth quarter, but through all that, he was also able to get, was it 13 points tonight?
Yeah, he had 13 points. His nose was smashed. He's,
tough kid. He kept
battling. And he just kept battling. He ran back to the bench when his nose was dumping gallons. And, I'm
going to go back to YouTube and check that out, by the way.
No, I don't know if that's a good idea. That's going to be a tough one to watch. Looked like a horror movie there for a minute. But he did get that. He was ready to come back in. He didn't. And finished with 13 points. So once again, the MVP Sports Player of the Game, MVP of the game, was Hunter Schofield. Again and again and again. So, he's putting up the numbers, and he deserves it anytime.
You should put a plaque up for him at MVP Sports.
That's right. We're probably going to have to do that. Once again, we want to thank our other sponsors, Car Guys, 872 North Main in Spanish Fork, 794-0077. You can visit them online at thecarguysut.net. You can. We also want to thank Doug Smith Auto, who's just moved into the old Barber Brothers complex. It's
about 1150 north.
13th, I think. 13th north. If you're not familiar with downtown, what are you doing? It's time to start shopping local a little bit. So come on down Main Street. You'll run into all of our sponsors, MVP Sports, then the Car Guys. As you go north, go under the overpass, and on your left, you're going to hit Doug Smith Auto.
Yeah, plenty of options if you need a new or used vehicle.
It's everywhere. We've got a town full of cars, and go buy one of each. One from the Car Guys, one from Doug Smith.
His and her.
There we go.
Your son needs a new car, daughter turned 16.
Yeah.
You got options.
There you go. We got that covered. Once again, Chris, a big one coming up. I'm excited. You're excited. Everybody from SFCN is excited.
It's like the Super Bowl.
That's right. It's a big one. It's a Spanish Fork. I don't know what we're going to call it. We're going to have to
I call it the Battle of the Fork every time I've done the football game.
Okay, we can call it that. Man, that last battle was a tough one.
Yeah.
If you're a Spanish Fork
Maple
fan.
Mountain couldn't believe they'd won it, I think. It was crazy.
Yeah. I'm sure most of us have seen that by now. But nonetheless, your final here from Timpview. Spanish Fork 48, the T-Birds 74. For Chris Hurst, I am Alan Huff. From everybody from Spanish Fork 17, thank you for joining us. And until next time, so long from the Thunderdome.